What's up guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the latest collab stream update. So before I show you some video of what I'm currently working with, I wanted to just give you an update about some of the tech, some of the challenges I faced and where we're kind of at. And then obviously I'll show you a video of me using a really old laptop to do one screen and then this machine to do another, so there won't be any noise or speaking or anything. There'll just be a video sort of showing me as two participants and then screen sharing as the third. So let's get into some updates. So the tech stack originally was going to be AWS. I was going to use the full AWS suite and have it handle everything. I ran into an immediate issue that I wasn't aware of, which is that AWS Amplify does not support Next.js API routing, which meant that I would have to spin up a whole server for a single Lambda function that I wanted to run through the API versus running it through anything else. So that immediately kind of put a squash on using AWS Amplify, which then kind of had me thinking, is it even worth using if I'm going to have this problem where you can't use the /API route, which I want to use throughout the application. So then I went back and looked at my original notes and my original thoughts, and that immediately took me back to Firebase and Firebase Auth. So we've now switched the backend tech stack to Firebase, including Firebase functions. So I'll now be using Firebase functions, Firebase Auth, Firebase real-time database, and everything else. And the cost analysis, honestly, it was minuscule at best. So we're looking like even if I had 10,000 users, the cost will be about what I imagined the cost at AWS would be based upon calculators. So what's good about Firebase and how is that helping? Well, I have a single Firebase function that I can show you during the video that essentially just gets my Twilio tokens for me, and it was really quick to write and get it working. So I use that for my Twilio functions, and now I only have to worry about Auth, which with Firebase is pretty simple. You just drop in a few settings and then you can sort of authorize your users and use token-based checks. So I'm not too concerned about that. The progress has been incredibly slow, and most of that's due to the fact that I'm working on this part-time and I've had some incredibly long days that have really affected my outside of work flow. So this week, as of this recording, I'm actually off all week, so I should be able to get a lot more done than originally planned for my sprint, which is really good. That allows me to sort of catch up on where I was behind. So I guess that's me talking. I'm done, really. Like, the update is we're now using Firebase, and AWS Amplify is good, but not if you're using Next.js and want to use API functionality. So let me show you a video of me playing around with ClabStream. It's not going to be very interesting, but it'll at least show you kind of where the tech stack is at and where we're at in general. You will notice that the video quality is not at 1080p, and that's because I'm in a test room and I have the settings turned down to allow me to test other things, such as adding 50 participants in a room. And so when I did this recording, it will be turned down a little bit, but yeah, just bear that in mind. And then also we can talk about the Firebase function and show you a little bit of that. So here we have a really simple Firebase function. Essentially what I'm doing here is checking for options for preflight for cause, and then I am just creating a room type and identity based upon what is provided through the API. And then I'm giving an access token from Twilio and giving it the video grant, which allows you to use video. Then what I'm doing is I'm substituting in my account ID, API key, and secret into this token. So this gives the essential piece and creates the access token based upon my account credentials. And then I'm creating the identity based upon the user. Then for the video grant, I'm adding the room and room type because there's going to be multiple different rooms. So if you just need a one-on-one setting where it's just two people talking, there'll be an option for that. If you need a really huge collaboration room, maybe 10, 15, 20 people, there'll be an option for that as well. And based upon what you select, depends on what kind of room and room type that you get. Then we make sure that we add the video grant, and then we create a JWT, and we respond back, and we give it a room type. Currently, the room type is hard-coded, although the room type here is actually not the real room type. This is just a test to make sure what we are returning actually works as expected. Because currently, the room type selection doesn't work fully, so I'm just sending this back as a way to let myself know that this would work if it was actually correct. So let's move on to looking at Collab Stream and the video. Okay, so here we are in Collab Stream. I've kind of obscured a bit at the top and the bottom because I have a bunch of debug stuff running right now, and the URL would actually allow you to connect to the room. So I've removed that so you can't see it, but this is what it looks like. And as you can see, there's no input delay. I'm currently waving, and everybody can see that. And I'm also currently sharing a screen at the same time, which would allow you to sort of collaborate and start talking about whatever you want. So this is kind of what it's going to look like. At the bottom, which is all obscured right now, would be a bunch of buttons. I'll just explain what those buttons do. So we have like an end collaboration tool. We have the share screen. We have the chat, which can be dismissed. So essentially you can have the Twitch chat or the YouTube chat up at the same time, or you can dismiss it. On top of that, you have this ability, obviously, to share the screen and show what you're doing, or you can just have a one-on-one discussion and have you guys split evenly, so 50-50 splits. On top of that, I'm currently working on the dashboard, which will allow you to essentially create a link for a specific time so that everybody can kind of join in, which is basically the whole reason. Or you can just click join now and create a collaboration on the fly. So this is all I have right now. It's working pretty well, and I'm pretty happy with what's happening. Check out the next video, as the next video will probably have a lot more progression as I move in to some new stuff. So until next time, see ya.